We need to talk about Microsoft. It has become the single greatest threat to your digital autonomy, your wallet, and ultimately the environment. This isn't an operating system update. It's a systematic corporate transformation. Microsoft is turning your personal computer into an unstoppable data-collecting revenue stream, forcing you into obsolescence and brazenly labeling it progress. We are witnessing Microsoft's endgame to stop being a software company that sells you tools and to become a digital landlord demanding rent on the hardware you already own. The core of this problem is Windows 11. It wasn't a necessary evolutionary upgrade, it was a hostile, calculated takeover of your device. When Windows 11 launched, the message was cold and clear: if your perfectly functional 3-year-old laptop lacks a certain chip called the Trusted Platform Module or TPM 2.0, you cannot update to Windows 11. You are deemed unworthy. Your perfectly capable machine is now electronic waste. Microsoft created a manufactured crisis of obsolescence. This was not about security. This was a financial move about forced turnover. This was Microsoft telling you to buy a brand new computer, generating massive sales for their hardware partners long before any actual technical need existed. This is manufactured waste masquerading as security, and it is a blatant example of corporate environmental negligence. The irony is that the average user doesn't even know what these chips does. They just know their machine that works fine today is garbage tomorrow. Microsoft leveraged fear and complexity to drive their sales agenda. This initial betrayal set the stage for everything that came next. The company's insistence on these chips go deeper than just security. It is a lock-in mechanism. It fundamentally restricts your freedom to manage your own property. Millions of consumers with perfectly good systems, Microsoft instantly created the largest potential e-waste crisis in history. Estimates suggest hundreds of millions of PCs were prematurely retired. This environmental irresponsibility directly contradicts the company's public claims of sustainability. The user frustration is immense and totally justified. Why should a perfectly modern CPU from a few years ago be suddenly insufficient? The reason is not technical, it is purely financial to push the market toward new, more control hardware. This aggressive push is why Linux and Mac adoption is surging, because people are tired of this expensive, corporate bullying. The hardware wall was just the start. The true technological and ethical betrayal is in the software itself. Windows 11 is not a better operating system, it is an advanced data collection funnel increasingly wrapped in compulsory, unremovable AI features that serve Microsoft's bottom line, not your productivity. Take the integration of Copilot and the alarming feature known as Recall. These are not helpful assistants, they are invasive, all-seeing spies built into the core of your digital life. Microsoft is integrating these AI features deeply into the OS, into the very foundation of your workflow, to guarantee every keystroke, every command, and every query you make passes through their servers. The controversial truth about AI in this context is that it is a data mining tool. The better it works for you, the more intimate and sensitive data it consumes about your habits, your schedule, your professional life, and your private thoughts. Your personal computer has been converted into an active, always-on participant in Microsoft's profit engine, and you are the product being sold. The Recall feature is the most chilling example of this relentless pursuit of data. Recall essentially takes a screenshot of your active screen every few seconds, building a searchable, historical database of literally everything you have ever looked at, typed, edited, or consumed on your PC. This is a level of digital surveillance we have never accepted from an operating system before. While Microsoft tries to sell it as a productivity booster, the reality is that it creates a massive, locally stored target for hackers. It is a single point of failure containing a complete memory of your digital life, your passwords, your financial statements, your personal communications, all indexed and ready for a breach. Furious users and security researchers correctly pointed out that this feature is an unprecedented security and privacy disaster. Microsoft's response was not to remove it, but to simply make it optional at first. This indicates they understand the risk, but they also understand the value of that data. They are pushing the boundaries of what is acceptable digital behavior, trading your security for their data hoard. They are forcing a privacy trade-off that no user should ever have to make. They are attempting to normalize the idea that your computer should be constantly watching you and logging everything you do. Beyond the hardware restrictions and the surveillance agenda, Windows 11 is simply a poorly executed operating system rife with user-hostile design and instability. The design itself is a disaster. Windows 11 is a chaotic blend of outdated menus inherited from the Windows 95 era, layered with modern, inconsistent design elements. The user experience is fragmented, bloated, and aggressively riddled with mandatory advertisements and unwanted applications. Microsoft has prioritized promoting its own services and generating ad revenue over delivering a clean, functional workspace. They actively force you to use their Edge browser for basic web protocols. They intentionally bury basic settings deep within endless menu layers, while shoving their cloud services like OneDrive and their expensive AI subscriptions in your face at every turn. They have traded performance and reliability for features designed purely to promote the Microsoft ecosystem. This constant ecosystem lock-in directly degrades performance and stability. Then there is the updates dilemma, a long-running nightmare that has become even worse with Windows 11. Microsoft has a history of pushing faulty, rushed updates that frequently break core system components. Every Patch Tuesday is a roll of the dice, risking major system crashes, disabling essential peripherals like printers and audio devices, or even wiping user profiles. Your expensive computer is effectively used as an unpaid, global beta testing lab for Microsoft's rush code. Users are forced to spend hours troubleshooting bugs caused by Microsoft's negligence, not their own error. This instability becomes a critical problem when combined with the 2025 Windows 10 end-of-life deadline. Millions of users are currently stuck on fully functional Windows 10 hardware that cannot meet the Windows 11 requirements. They face a devastating choice: spend hundreds or thousands on brand new hardware or run an unsupported, security-vulnerable operating system after the deadline. This is not a helpful transition. This is a financial panic manufactured and timed to force maximum hardware and software purchases. This pressure is intentional. It is designed to coerce consumers and businesses into the Microsoft ecosystem whether they need or want the change. This is the definition of corporate manipulation. This is why we are witnessing the Great Exodus, a mass migration of frustrated users away from the Windows platform. People are finally tired of being treated like a disposable revenue stream. They are actively seeking platforms that respect their privacy, their wallets, and their time. Professionals and creatives are flooding to the Mac. They are willing to pay the premium for a user experience that prioritizes stability, seamless updates, and a coherent, elegant design that simply gets out of the way of work. They recognize that the total cost of ownership of a Mac is often lower than the constant time-consuming hassle and mandated hardware replacement cycles of Windows. They choose Apple because they value the peace of mind that comes from using a platform where the operating system does not feel like a sponsored advertisement or a data harvester. Power users, developers, and privacy advocates are increasingly turning to Linux. They are choosing open-source freedom over Microsoft's closed, surveillance-heavy ecosystem. They are embracing distributions like Linux Mint, Pop! OS, or Ubuntu because they offer a customizable, lightweight, and most importantly, stable environment. Linux is breathing new life into the very machines Microsoft condemned as obsolete. It runs fast and securely on older hardware, proving conclusively that the TPM 2.0 and CPU restrictions were purely arbitrary business decisions, not technical necessities. The Linux community offers a clear, ethical alternative, an operating system that respects the user's control over their own machine and their own data. The controversy is not that Windows 11 exists. The controversy is that it exists as a mandatory tax on your productivity and a forced upgrade cycle designed to benefit everyone except the consumer. Microsoft is demanding that the price of using their operating system is giving up control of your own machine and your own data. This is the new era of digital greed, and the only way to resist it is to walk away. You have the power to choose. The price of convenience with Microsoft is your privacy, your performance, and your wallet. But there are alternatives that respect you. The path to resistance is clear. Do not wait for Windows 10 to die. Do not wait for Windows 11 to break your workflow with another faulty update. Do not surrender your control to a platform designed explicitly to monetize your every action. The future of computing is open, transparent, and entirely in your hands. It is time to reclaim your machine. It is time to make the switch. The legacy of Microsoft used to be innovation, a company that put a computer on every desk. Today, its true legacy is greed and technological coercion. They want your data, they want your payments, and they want to control every single piece of hardware you buy. The millions of users switching to Linux and Mac are the proof that you do not have to accept digital surveillance as the cost of doing business. Remember, the cost of staying on Windows 11 is too high. The cost is your performance, your privacy, and your peace of mind. Make the move. Stop paying the Microsoft tax.